What's up, guys? Good morning, Joe. Let me see. Switch over here. Thumbnail pick. I've been studying more Davinci Resolve, little by little, and the more I study it, the more I'm starting to really like this thing, right? Probably the thing that I like the most about it is that it just simply straight out works, which is fucking annoying. Now, before I continue, I want to give out a super thanks to my buddy Ryan Duma. Yeah, sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I just want to say thank you, my friend. He was very kind enough to PayPal me some monies, and he gave me a nice note saying to help me get the license for Davinci Resolve. And yeah, with that money, I turned around and I bought the license, right? And thank you so much. So now I have the studio version, right? So this is Davinci Resolve 17 because the 18 version is only in beta at the moment. So I get the 17, which is fine. Something I learned about that though is that if you have the free version, you cannot upgrade to the studio version, right? I was trying to figure that out, and it turns out that you have to install the free version. You download the studio version, and then you install the key that you bought through the Blackmagic website, right? So something to keep in mind. If you're in a situation that you're not ready to purchase the studio version, get the $300 license. The thing that I kind of noticed was that when I wanted to mess around with Paul's footage, his 4K footage, I wasn't getting any video, right? It was just audio. And basically what was happening there is that when we film, we always set the camera to film in 10-bit, right? And that's one of the limitations, along with not having certain features, is that you cannot edit or import 10-bit footage, right? So if you are in the moment, you want to just use DaVinci and use the free version, you can still do so, right? Up to 4K footage size. But make sure you film in 8-bit, right? Don't go 10-bit or else you're just gonna get, blank video, right? So just keep that in mind. That being said, something that I guess I learned to appreciate about DaVinci is that we got our media, our cut, edit, fusion, color, fairlight, and delivery, right? So each one of these guys, they have their own function, right? And something that I decided to do is basically I'm going to study each page individually, in a sense of I'm be watching a lot of tutorials, see what I can learn for each section of this software individually. And then as I'm learning new stuff, I'm going to turn around and share with you what I learned, right? And some of you asked, to compare Premiere Pro with DaVinci, certain features and whatnot. So I think that can help out as well. I can compare, okay, this is where DaVinci excels from Premiere, so on and so forth, right? So yeah, it's basically what I'm doing at the moment, right? So that being said, this is the media page, right? From this page, I really love the fact that you have all your storage devices here on the side. There's a little pull down menu here. If you click on it, it kind of collapses your windows here, so you can have a longer list, right? Or you can click this guy again and it shrinks it, right? So you have more space down here for the media pool, I believe it's called, right? I've been doing some experimenting, as you can see here. Let's just say that I have a project, right? And I have it saved up here. I'm gonna grab one of our old projects. See, let's do the March build. See, this is where this little tab can help. I can actually click on this. It will shrink my little window here, and now I can have more space to view, right? The first thing that I really noticed from messing around with this viewer is that, see this footage that's in my Crucial SSD? I'm just able to click on the folder and then it gives me thumbnails, right? Now, the cool thing about that is, say if I want to open this and on a Windows, file explorer, right? I go to the same area, which is my Crucial SSD storage device. Click on the same project, which is the March build. And then let's see, I think it's a GH5A. If I click on this and get the thumbnails, this is mainly what I get, right? These are JPEGs, they're just pictures, right? But for the most part, when you have a very high quality, certain bit rate, video footage, you get these cones, right? These icons, you do not get thumbnails, right? So, it's kind of hard to see what you have here, right? Now, the cool thing about this is that in this section, the media tab, this gives you a moment to see what you have before you import it to your project, right? So right now I'm still viewing what's inside of my storage device, right? And the cool thing is it has live scroll. Actually, on top of your viewer here, if you go on the little three dots here, if you click on it, you have a live media preview, right? You can uncheck that if you want, but I'm gonna leave that on. That way when you scroll over the footage, you have like real-time playback. Now the cool thing about this, that this is reading off my SSD, and like the playback is actually pretty smooth, right? Now Adobe has something similar. This is Adobe Bridge, right? So this is something that I use so I can view what footage is on my storage devices before I import it into Premiere Pro, right? So that right there is something that benefits having Davinci, right? I need two softwares. So I need one specific software so I can see, let's say if I go to my computer, I can go back to my crucial storage device, double click it. I want to get the, see what is it, the March build, same project, open up the GH5A folder, double click that, and right here I'm able to see, then you start getting like thumbnails, right? Now first things first, this is real time. I'm gonna try not to like cut my footage here that much, but you see how long it's taking just to create like the preview files? I'm still waiting, right? Whereas with the Davinci Resolve, it's like you just clicked on that and boom, it was like almost instant, right? And check this out, like I said, I can just like go over that. I can hover which video I want, and it's this, right? And then like I can switch over to another one, and then the view over here, it just updates automatically, right? And like again, this is all inside of Davinci Resolve in the page section, right? I just think it's really cool, right? If I go back to Adobe Bridge, see I'm trying to do like the same thing, right? But there's no like giant preview of it. If anything, I have to click on it, then I have the preview here, but there's no like scrolling whatsoever. And even then, you know, it's like if I want to click in a certain section, it's gonna take a while. Look at that, it's pretty slow, right? I'm trying to like, you know, see what else is inside this footage, and I cannot move the playhead. Go back to Davinci Resolve, you know, it's like, oh, this is cool. I can double click on this. I can see it now on my source monitor here. I can click and drag, and look at that. Actually, the speed is really good, and this is 4K footage. See, the playback is very nice. So this is definitely a win for, in my case, a win for Davinci Resolve over using Adobe Bridge. And again, I'm basically using one app. This is already built in Davinci Resolve, right? I don't have to open another app, right? Another thing that really fucking surprised me and kind of made me mad, because it's just like, why the fuck is this not better in Adobe? Is basically, if I go back to Bridge, right? You are able to go to favorites. That's what these things are, right? You know, you can select something that you want. I don't know, let's just say downloads, right? I can click this, I can bring this over here, and it saves this to favorites, right? So now I have this folder saved in my favorites. So in that case, say if I go back to my desktop and I want to go to my downloads section, you know, I got my downloads here, right? Sometimes I use a lot of visual stuff, obviously. So I have like, say Action Essentials. This is from Video Copilot. And, you know, I got, you know, blood, charges, fire, you know, explosions and stuff like that, right? Something I use often is explosions or fire for pause videos, right? So if I go to like the fire section, for example, double click on that. Look at the quality of the thumbnails. Just look how like bright they look, right? I mean, just the overall look of it. Even this is like kind of old. It has this weird like heat thing, right? Look at the quality of it. Just like so much compression going on and stuff like that. It just looks very badly, right? One more thing, and I'm gonna go back to Action Essentials. I'm gonna go on the Muzzle Flash. Actually, no, the blood. This is one thing that kind of like bugs me big time. See, again, I'm able to scroll, but look at like the quality of this shit. It just looks pretty bad. If I double click on this, I want to like play this back. It just, so like, I don't know, it just looks terrible. I mean, all right, now if we go back to Davinci, yeah, let's, here's the film assets, and what you're able to do is, here's Action Essentials, right? So I can click and drag this. I can put this now in my favorites. Here's my favorite section, right? So if I click on this guy, look how fast it loads once I open a file. I'm gonna go back to the blood, double click, and it's almost instant. They're there, right? So you actually have like a live preview. It's like blood there. What's going on? See that? And like again, like the playback is just like very fast, right? If I go back to Action Essentials, let's go to the explosion section. Again, look at the fire. I'm just playing back, and it's just like, again, this is just instant playback. It's great. Look at the fire. Go back to Adobe Bridge here. Let's go back to the explosions. I mean, it gives you an idea what it is, but I mean, like the image quality is just so bad. Even like in the little playback area. Yeah, see like the fire, this guy right here? Big Fire 03. Let's see how that looks. Let's compare this to Davinci Resolve. So let's go back to Action Essentials. Look for fire. Big Fire 03. Okay, here. Look at that. Look at the quality of it. You can actually see the flames, right? And the playback is very smooth, right? Try and put this side by side. So this is the Big Fire number 3 from Action Essentials. You can see the quality if I play that back. it just looks, I don't know what the fuck, right? If you go back here, big fire on Davinci Resolve, here's the playback. Yeah, these are the same thing. So look at that, you know, Adobe, Davinci, you know, fucking A. So yeah, that's something I guess the right off the bat I learned to appreciate from Davinci here, right? It's like this media page, you are able to like go through your assets if you need like a visual, right? Say if I'm editing, you know, on whatever, I can literally just like, oh shit, I need to search for that fire. Say, I don't know, I want this big fire now. I can click and drag it into my project folder, go back to the editing, and then here it is, right? I have it. So now I can just drop it on here and whatever. It's that simple, right? So I don't have to like worry about opening up fucking Bridge here and going through this shit, looking at nasty thumbnails to get what I want and then click and drag it. It's just there. So the media page is very helpful, as you can see. Now these are smart bins that I created. I'm going to delete them. I'm going to start fresh, right? So this is basically my master file. Here's the project files I created. Let's just say, I'm going to put this in B-roll. And here's Cam A. I didn't understand how smart bins work. I was doing my research on it. And the cool thing about smart bins is that, say if I was to click on this file, right? And let me put away the audio. So now this is the metadata section, right? See this? It basically shows you, the name of the file, frames per second, and how long it is and all this stuff, right? Now, the main thing that you want to do is you want to select this guy. Here in the keywords, right? I'm going to enter, let's just say fire. Now, let's just say I want to enter like a few more clips, right? I got 3 more of fire over there. So these are fire, here's another fire, here's another fire. I can control click just to select these, right? And then like these are all selected. So at the same time, I'm able to click in the metadata here on keyword and I hit fire. So I hit enter. Now it has like a keyword or a tag that's fire. Apply metadata changes, say yes. So now if I click on this guy, it has that fire tab, keyword. Say this other one has a fire, then this one has a fire. I was messing around with this yesterday. Right here I get some sexy footage. So if I click on this, it says sexy. I click on this one, it also says sexy, right? So I got 2 separate things here, right? I got the fire and I got some sexy B-roll. Now this is the cool thing about smart bins that I learned to appreciate. If we go over here to smart bins, we right click and we add smart bin, you're gonna get this folder, right? What this is gonna do is basically you're gonna create a folder and you're gonna tell it inside of this folder, put footage that has such and such information into it, right? In this case, I selected the fire and inside the keyword metadata section, I added the keyword fire, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name the smart bin. I'm gonna name this fire, and right here, this is a pull down menu. You're gonna tell it what is it that you're gonna look for, right? So if you go back to our fire, and if I click on one of these guys and it pulls up the metadata section, you got a tab here. You can close it and open it by clicking this. The metadata section here where it says shot and scene, that's where you have this options, and this is where I put the keyword. So remember that in metadata, in shot and scene, in the keyword area, we added a fire name or a tag or description or something, right? So now if we go back to our smart bins, we can right click, add smart bin. I'm gonna name our new bin fire, and I'm gonna tell it any footage that we have that has the keyword fire in it in the metadata, I want you to put it in here. So we have this pull down menu. Pull down, then we're gonna go down here and where it says metadata, we want again the shot and scene as I mentioned. Select that. Description, we want to go down to the keyword section, right? That's because that's where we put in our word or name, fire, keyword, and then contains, I'm gonna type in the word. As soon as I hit F, it's gonna know what I'm talking about. Watch. I'm gonna hit F, and you can see how it already did that. It selected the fire, right? So I'm gonna finish writing this. Fire, I'm gonna hit create, and now check this out. Here's the master bin folder, right? Here's where all my stuff is at. But if I only wanna see the fire that I have in my project file, I could just select the smart bin that says fire, boom, and there we go. So that's kinda cool, right? So when we're editing, the smart bin is there, right? So say if I'm on my Cam A, right? I got all my Cam A footage here that I'm messing with, but I wanna quickly see where my fire is at. I can just hit the smart bin, hit fire, and then just separates everything, right? So if I go back to the page, and if I go back to my B-roll area, same thing. I got sexy footage here, right? So if I select this guy and the keywords, it says sexy. Select this guy, again, keyword, it says sexy. So go back to the smart bin, gonna right click, add a smart bin, same thing, right? I'm gonna name this bin sexy, because that's what I want, my sexy footage. Pull down menu, I wanna say search the metadata in the shot and scene section. The description, now we want the keyword area because I wrote the word sexy in there. containing the word sexy. Again, I found it, right? Create, and now there you go. We have like, so instead of us creating folders and clicking and dragging, you can do this and it does it for you, right? So we go back to our editing section. So now if I'm editing, if I want to add some, I don't know, more fire, like, all right, on the smart bin, here's the fire. You know, there's my fire, right? And for whatever reason, if I want to like say, oh, I want to add some sexy B-roll, there you go. Here's my B-roll, right? So now, you know, I could just, you know, double click this and, you know, select some in and out points, and then like you could just like drag this, just select video only, click and drag, and there you go. You get your footage going on, right? So that's how pretty much smart bins work, right? So, all right, one more thing before I go. Now I'm just gonna clean this up. I'm gonna delete this. Now I'm just gonna delete everything, right? This is the B-roll, and I'm gonna add like a, I don't know, just a good amount of B-roll. Let's just say these 6, right? And I click and drag it into my project folder, right? So again, this is from like my storage device, right? That's reading off, right? I wanna bring this into my project file, right? So that's what this is down here, right? So I'm gonna bring this into my project file, which is this thing right here, right? So here's the master, you know, I double click on the folder and I put that footage, this sexy B-roll here in the folder that says B-roll, right? And then pretty much here's the folder drop down menu, which is the same thing, right? This is something I think is kind of cool, right? Let's just say that I can click on this to open up the metadata menu, and let's say it says shot 1, right? I can just put 1, let's name it, right? Shot 1, say shot 1, take 1, let's just say that, right? Name this guy shot, let's say it's shot 2 and take 2, right? And then let's just continue that naming process, right? By selecting the rest of this B-roll, right? So I'm gonna click here, shot 3, take 3, select the next one, shot 4, take 4, select this one, shot 5, take 5, and select the final one, shot 6, and shot 6, right? I went individually and I added some information inside of the metadata, right? So if I select all of these, right, and I right click, and I'm gonna go down to, what was it, clip attributes. We can change the name of these guys at the same time using the clip attributes. Here's the tab that says name. Select the name tab. Here's the clip name. Now check this out. We can actually name it and also add the metadata information in it by using like a percentage symbol, right? It's almost like a little hack, right? So check this out. So let's just say I want this to name. I want it to say shot underscore, and we're gonna add the percent sign. So what that's gonna do is I'm gonna go down and look for the shot tab, this little option. So hitting the percent sign, I get this pull down menu. I can scroll down and select shot, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna add whatever information is inside over here in the metadata, right? So I hit shot. So basically what's happening is that we have text that we wrote with an underscore, and then did like a little like command saying add the numerical value that's inside in here where it says shot in the metadata. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do underscore again, type in take, underscore, again, add a percentage sign. I get that pull down menu again. Let me move this over so you guys can see what I'm talking about. When I get the pull down menu, I want to get the take information to be placed here in the names of all of these clips, right? So I'm gonna go down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, here it goes. I had to scroll down a bit. Here I'm gonna select take, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna add whatever information is inside of this section of the metadata, right? So I'm gonna hit take. Now I'm gonna hit OK, and look what happens. Look at the names of these files, right? See how the files are named from like from what the camera did. Now with what we just did, it's gonna rename everything at the same time. So we hit OK, and look what happened. See, shot 1, take 1. Shot 2, take 2. Shot 3, take 3. Shot 4, take 4. Shot 5, take 5. Shot 6, shot 6. And we just did that by adding like some value information inside of the metadata by selecting these guys. And also like by selecting it all, we can like change the name by adding some information, right? And a little bit of a code there, right? This is helpful if you are in a project and like your cameraman, you know, they actually add that information for you inside of the camera itself, right? So when you're filming, usually they'll have some information here already embedded into the footage, into the metadata, right? So I just, you know, use this example. I had to click and do it myself, right? But I mean, if you already have that information inside of your footage, by doing what I just showed you, it names everything for you a lot quicker, right? A lot faster. And that's a time saver instead of you doing everything manually one by one, which I think is freaking amazing, to be honest, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. You are able to sync footage from within here. The process of that I don't like, to be honest, so I'm gonna leave that for another video. But so far, this is the page section. beginning in Davinci Resolve, and as you can see, it's a great way to start, organizing your files, naming shit, getting everything right. You set up you can set up your smart bins, you can name things, get everything ready to go before you start editing, which I think is just epic, right? It's really, really cool, right? So anyways, yeah, that's it for this section. The first part of Davinci Resolve is the page section, right? And so far, everything I learned is fucking great. And it's amazing to me that within Davinci, the playback speed is just really, really good, right? I mean, it's not that great. This is 4K footage, but the playback is still pretty smooth enough. And as you saw, Adobe Bridge, it has like a lot of weird compression going on, and it just doesn't look good, right? Whereas if you open this up in Davinci, same thing, Fire, and you actually get like an actual non-compressed playback, right? And again, look at this, like the playback, it's very smooth, right? It's nice. So anyways, so a win for Davinci. Really, really good software so far, right? So anyways, that's all I got for this video. Probably a bit of a long one. If the video helped you out, I'll put some QR links here if you want to help me buy a coffee. I really appreciate it. If you guys can't, no problem. I'm still gonna make these videos, to help you guys out. I like sharing what I know. I got you guys to thank to start using Davinci Resolve. I think it's great. And again, super thanks to my buddy Ryan Doma, for helping me out so I can get the license. I really appreciate it, my friend. All right, on to the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care and peace.